up the tears that fell with no one around. I learned to trust in Jesus. So I put on my best face, trusting in your grace. And I stand convinced the best is yet to come. I'm shattered but not broken. Hallelujah, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. So many times I've allowed people in. They hurt me, used me, and left me abandoned. But I still choose to believe the worst was over. But it had just begun. Had to push to carry on. So I put on my best face, and I stood firm in your grace. Convinced the best is yet to come. I'm shattered, but not broken. I've cried, I even felt like dying. I took my life for granted, praying for the end, yet I still find myself holding on. When I'm weak, you make me strong. I stand convinced the best is yet to come. I'm shattered, but not broken. So I put on my best face, and I plant myself in your grace. And I stand convinced that the best is yet to come. I'm shattered but not broken. I'm shattered but not broken. Hallelujah, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. You know, Pastor Marcus wrote this song. He sent me, it was almost like in poem form. And when I started to read it, it spoke so much volumes for my life and where I am. Because I've been homeless. I was in an 8.5 year relationship with a man that used me. He cheated on me time and time again. I just kept going back and going back. I was so convinced that this man was my husband, that he was what he was to me. I mean, he was my life, my everything. 2 children by him. I was 18 years old when we started dating, and I'm 27 now. In October, I moved here from Georgia after going through again years and years of trials and tribulations with him, stealing from me. I mean, we were in the midst of a blizzard one time, and I was pregnant with my daughter, and my son was 3 years old. And he convinced me to walk in this blizzard, freezing cold, mind you, to go to his brother's house, and he told me to stay there and wait for him. And after waiting what seemed like forever, he finally showed up and then received this important phone call and got up and left again. When he came back, he was so angry that he made me and my 3-year-old pregnant walk in the blizzard. This was 2 years ago, so I don't know if anyone knew, or I don't know if you were getting the snow here, but in New Jersey at that time, the snow was about 4 to 5 where he could not walk, and he would fall. He'd say, "Mommy, help me." And I would try to walk with him. Well, he convinced us to walk like 8 to 10 blocks home because he was angry that someone left him when they found out that the important phone call he had was another woman. And I still stayed there, and I still struggled, and I still said, "This is my husband. I'm going to stand with him no matter what," because at the end of the day, when I felt like God had told me something, which wasn't God, it was myself, but I felt like God had told me something and I wouldn't give up. It took me to come here and for me to meet this apostle right here, and I was talking to her and I was just telling her I was confused. And before I even got out of my mouth, she said, "He's not for you." And it was something I had been praying about for years and years and years and years. I kept saying, "God, if he's not for me, you have to tell me through somebody else's mouth because I can't see myself." I was so blinded by what I thought was real love, I could not see it. And it took for her to say that. Immediately, I hung up with her and called him and said, "I'm done." But God had to show me that the dedication that I showed him, the love I showed chasing after him, I had to take that same love and chase after him. So I stand today saying that I'm shattered, but I'm not broken. And I'm standing convinced that the best is yet to come. And the worst may come first, but I promise God that I will chase him till I can't chase no more. I will run till I can't run no more. I will jump till I can't jump no more. I will shout till I can't shout no more until he gives me what he told me was mine. Because I'm shattered, but I'm not broken. Said I cried, I even felt like dying, and I gave up. Oh Lord, I gave up. But I stand convinced the best is yet to come. I'm shattered, but not broken. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah, Lord, I give you my everything.